All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. On this episode, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the guest, get straight into it. You guys know him as CBUM. Some of you know him as Daddy. This is Chris Bumstead. Which leads me into my very first question.
Shoot.
So when people call you Daddy, I know that came out of nowhere. You probably were not looking for like social media presence when you started doing this, right?
Definitely not.
And it's turned into like Daddy. Like every male I know refers to you as Daddy. How does that make you feel in person when somebody comes up to you and calls you that?
Very uncomfortable, to say the least. I think there's been 2 or 3 experiences where people literally come up to me and they don't know what to say and they're like stuttering. They're like, Daddy? And it's a grown man or a young man, whatever you want to say. And it's not something you want to hear from another guy or anyone really. So
right.
It's a strange experience. So
that is hilarious,
but
dude.
It's funny at least. So
yeah, that's hilarious. So you don't mind it at this point?
No, I definitely laugh it off. I'm just an awkward dude, so it makes me kind of uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
It's definitely more funny than it is awkward.
So we're in Kentucky right now. This is near my hometown. And he's touring the Megafit Meals headquarters. If you guys don't know, Megafit Meals is one of his sponsors. I do some videos for them. So he toured the headquarters today. And one thing that cracks me up about you is like, first of all, obviously you've like exploded recently, but you are probably the most chill guy and just like go with the flow guy I've ever met in my entire life. It's hilarious. Like I was expecting you to roll up with all kinds of like managers and like people with you and stuff, and it's just you and Courtney and your dog. It's like, you know, do you prefer it that way, I guess?
1,000%. Yeah. I'm either alone or with Courtney and the dog, and the smaller team, even my team who I do roll up with, my quote unquote manager, are my best friends from old time.
Yeah.
It's all like family and friends that I hang out with. I like to keep a really close circle and just chill. You know, I don't like to feel like I'm like working or anything's too much like high production. I just like to be normal as much as possible. And
that's also like the same situation with where you live. Like you live in I feel like a small town. It's not a small town, but like smaller than where you, yeah. And you could obviously live somewhere like Vegas or LA and like eat up all the attention that you've gained recently. Why do you think it is that you stay kind of like in a small area? Because you don't prefer the attention?
Yeah, no, I definitely like being more in the background than I do like in the foreground of attention. So being in a small town where lets people know who I am, and I mean, no one likes traffic, and big cities now are crazy. So I just like avoiding that like hustle bustle of chaoticness. I would rather be at a private gym where no one's there and just kind of go to a grocery store where no one's there and be super low key. So that's just kind of where I try and live.
Yeah. Obviously you're here touring Megafit Meals. So I was going to have you explain to people like what Megafit Meals is and how it's like helped you with your prep.
Yeah, so Megafit Meals is a meal prep company. My good friends Megan and Billy introduced me to them. They got me hooked on it a while ago. I've tried to a few of them, to be honest, over the years, and I've had like small sponsorships with people, and I never actually liked eating the food. So I like told the people, I'm like, I'm sorry, like I can't do this anymore. I'm like not eating the food. I end up cooking my own food all the time, and it just never worked out. And then finally, Megafit came along, and they were sending me food, and it's actually like we just went through the headquarters, and I sound like a walking ad right now, but it actually is really high quality stuff. Like they grill their chicken, they brine it in salt and water so it's actually not dry. Everything's cooked in good ingredients and like fresh vegetables, all that good stuff, which I'm really big on my health. So like for me to actually eat something that's not prepared by myself is usually difficult, and it's just made life so much easier. Like right now, as a bodybuilder professionally, as my priority, but I also work like 8 hours a day in an office, and then I'm in the gym 2-3 hours. It's actually like hard for me to prepare my shit all the time. So if I can just wake up, grab meals, and just put it in my bag and leave, I never miss a meal anymore. Yeah. Whereas before I'd be like, I don't have a meal. I'd have to like run to a grocery store, try and throw stuff together, or get like Chipotle and just feel like ass afterwards. So it's a lot better this way, and it's been super convenient. So I'm grateful for it.
So is next question on here, and I've asked you this before, and we put it on the Megafit channel. The pump cover video, is that what like took you off the video of you taking off your pump cover, the hoodie? Is that what like did it, or was it more so just winning the Olympia? Because I feel like obviously there's a lot of people that win Olympias, but they haven't taken off like you have on like social media. Was that the point?
I honestly don't. I didn't even realize how popular that video was myself, because I'm not really on TikTok, and that was something that just circulated through TikTok mainly. But I don't really think that really made or broke me. It was more just like a fad at one point, but a lot of people now don't even know about that video.
Oh, right,
it was such a big thing, and then it was gone. But no, I think it's mainly just the consistency I've had, the Olympias I've won, now having 4 under my belt. I've kind of been around for a minute now, so people are just kind of catch on over time, and I haven't like faded out. I didn't become an asshole or anything. I hope at least.
I think that's honestly like the thing that has made you like who you are in this industry. Like you've kind of superseded just a bodybuilder. You're more of like a personality and stuff too. And I don't feel like most bodybuilders were able to do that before, you know, because they were more just into just the working out and that's it. But like whenever I think about you, I think of you as more of like bodybuilding is almost like second to like a funny guy almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure you hear that a lot.
Yeah, and it's funny too because what held me back from doing like social media and YouTube at first was the fact that I can't like be super extrovert and outgoing and have a big personality and all these things that a lot of people on social media are. So I was like, I just don't want to do it. And then finally I was kind of forced into it. My videographer started filming me all the time. We put up videos and it's just me being myself, super boring. I think my videos are the most boring things ever, but people love it. And now it's a personality, I guess you could say, but I used to think it was a lack of that. So it's cool how it all worked out. Yeah,
for sure. When people ask you what the secret is to get big, what's your go-to response?
There isn't one.
So what is the key to like getting bigger?
Not thinking that there's one secret.
Just hard work and eating, I guess.
There's too many things that go into it. Exactly. Megafit Meals and a lot of hard work.
Walk-in ad. How difficult is it to get to the top of like the level you've gotten to, like the top of bodybuilding?
I mean, very difficult. It's kind of hard to put into words, and I can definitely say the thing that I never knew that would be so difficult would be staying there. Like the mental side that comes into it on top of the physical of everything, keeping your mind right and the consistency of like being the best and beating yourself every year because there's no one else you're beating, and knowing people are coming after you and keeping the drive in you after you keep winning.
Yeah,
it's definitely a battle every single year, and I have like ups and downs of motivation if I want to do it. Like, should I still be doing this? Do I still care? And then like, do I have what it takes to beat myself last year and be better now? So it's definitely a battle, but I say it's a lot harder staying and maintaining at the top rather than getting there personally.
So what's like your motivation? Like what's the thing that you pull from on the days that you definitely don't want to work out? You know, like do you have something that kind of drives you, or is it just wanting to stay at the top?
I mean, I wish I had a better answer for that, but part of it is I'm too stubborn to quit right now. And like, I'm super grateful for my life. Like I have the most beautiful, amazing life, and what bodybuilding has brought me, the people it's brought into my life, the opportunities, experiences are like something I never expected to have in my life. And I know a lot of that just comes from competing, and I also still love it. Like I genuinely love working out and pushing my body to like extreme limits, and I'm very competitive. So being able to like be the best in the world and know everyone's trying to beat me, and my goal every year is just to make them want to quit pretty much, you know, it's something that drives me and excites me to try and be better and better every year. And you know, you can't hate being a winner, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Winning is the most motivating thing in the world.
For sure. So like growing up, did you know that you would want to do something like if you didn't start bodybuilding, what do you think you'd be doing right now? Do you know?
I really don't know. I was in school for health sciences. I was in college up until I came second at the Olympia. And that was when I finally was like, okay, like this could probably be a career for me. I'm going to drop it and fully focus on bodybuilding. But until then, I was going to school, and I thought I was maybe going to be like a biology teacher in high school. Really? Because I had some teachers in high school myself that were very impactful in my life. Like personally, like they were like, you know, Chris, you're kind of an idiot. Like, get your head back on your shoulders. Like, you're a good kid, but you're not really trying in school. And they like kind of talked me into, I don't know, becoming a better person and teaching me. And I thought I could kind of be another role model like that for people.
Yeah.
And I just liked biology, but I wasn't smart enough to be like a doctor or anything. So I was like, high school teacher would be perfect.
That's so crazy.
CBUM could have been a high school teacher.
Yeah. That is so crazy to me. After you're done competing, have you thought about what you do? Or if anything, would you just like chill?
I'm going to ride into the sunset and hide in the mountains. No, I mean, I've built a large passion for business right now. You know, it's like supplement companies and my training app and clothing stuff and all the stuff we're building right now. And it's a lot of fun, and it's like a new venture that I've been taking on the last few years that I'm very passionate about. So I'm probably going to just keep focusing on that for a while. But I mean, my long-term goal in life is to settle down, have a family, and raise kids that, you know, I'm proud of who they are, and kind of just do what my parents did with me. So that's something I'm really looking forward to at old age. I don't really need much more than that, and kind of excited to live that life. Yeah,
you can't beat that. Is there somebody growing up that you looked up to specifically?
My dad. Yeah.
Why?
He was very stoic. Very stoic. He was a hard worker. He was like everyone's dad, you know, you think they could do everything. They're the smartest people in the world. I still feel like that with him. And he was just the most like emotionally stable, stoic man ever. He was very loving and supportive and patient and kind. And he was just like, he taught me like what like a real man was. It wasn't like tough exterior or anything. He was just like himself, you know. He was simple and loving and kind. And it was just, I don't know, the only person I ever really like wanted to be more like in my life, and I still do. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
I love that. Same for me. All right. So in peak season, how much food do you consume / Megafit Meals?
A lot. No, honestly, it's less this year, which is very nice. Now that I've been at a similar weight and muscle mass for a few years, I don't have to like put on weight. So the most I've ever eaten was 6,000 calories for like every day for a few months, and that was a few years ago. But now
Meg's holding up a thing that says Bumble.
that was the key. The only way I was able to eat 6,000 calories in a day was I made this brown rice pasta in bison and marinara sauce, and it would be this huge bowl of pasta, and it's the only thing I could do, and that's why that's now the Bumble with Megafit, because that was my go-to meal all the time. But yeah, now I'm only eating like 4,500 calories just to maintain where I'm at, because I have a weight limit in classic physique, so I can't really put on too much weight. So it fluctuates right now from 4,500, 6,000 at peak, and it'll go all the way down to 1,500 when I'm dieting.
Do you think you're going to stay in that class, or would you ever move to a different class in bodybuilding?
No, I would never go to open. I mean, I would
Way too big?
compete in open,
Yeah.
but looking like I do now, maybe for fun one day. But I do not have the desire to put on like 30, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
That's miserable.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I don't know how people do that. So I've seen you and Mr. Beast go back and forth before on IG. Do you guys have any plans to make videos together?
No plans, but I would love to.
Has he not hit you up about that?
Not about videos. No, we've like had some joke DMs, very like two message things, you know, like little banter, but there's very few content creators I would actually want to do a video with, and he's one of them. So, you know, hopefully
Who's
in
other
the
ones?
future. I would like to do something with the Nelk Boys, probably. Just
I was
being
going to say
Canadian.
Canada.
Yeah, like I followed them when they were nothing, doing prank videos, and they had like 200,000 subs, you know? So
Right.
that would be super cool, just because that was kind of what I grew up watching on YouTube, but mainly those.
You grew up watching Nelk?
Yeah, well, not
Really?
grew up, but I watched them
Yeah.
at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you, might be controversial, would you ever collab with the Top G, Andrew Tate?
I probably wouldn't turn it down.
Really?
But I wouldn't like lean into it. I would just like let the controversy like spill, you know. But I don't know. That would be a tough one. For sure.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Piss off a lot of people just
Yeah.
even looking at the guy.
So I saw you're releasing one of your own branded like jackets that you wore at the Olympia, the one that looks like kind of like a Carhartt like work jacket.
Yeah.
And it cracks me up that outfit blew up. Like, I feel like everything you do on accident just blows up.
It's
Like
only
you can't even help it. You
Yeah.
could do something like ridiculous and people would love it. Did you have any clue that like that was happening during the Olympia?
No, I mean literally that. So that jacket is like a blank we found that we were gonna print on because I like to.
Before it blew up or whatever.
And then we had a few samples, and it was a 3XL. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna wear it to the Olympia, wear it with my tan, and if I lose it or ruin it and I have to throw it out, like I don't care. It's like,
Yeah, so what?
you know, it was like $50 or whatever.
Yeah.
Or a little more, but whatever. It wasn't a big deal. And I ended up just wearing it, putting my hood on, thinking it was gonna be super secret. No one was gonna know who I was, and I could get through crowds. Next thing I know, like it's just like all over TikTok.
It's like a
Everyone's like
meme
looking
everywhere.
for the jacket. I'm like, great, literally the opposite of what I wanted.
Right.
But it was pretty funny.
It's hilarious to me because like you're the only person and you just like can't help it. Like everything you do just blows up. Do you feel any pressure from that at all, or does it just like? I guess at this point you're just like, there is no pressure because you don't even have to try. Like it just whatever you do just kind of takes off.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no pressure because I don't ever want to try and like make something like that. If it
Right.
catches, it
You don't
catches,
have
and
to.
people make it. But it's definitely pretty humorous being the center of memes sometimes. So it's funny for sure.
That is hilarious. All right, a little more on the lovey side. So you're marrying your fiance Courtney soon, right back here, taking care of the dog. Explain how much of an impact it makes to have someone like Courtney in your corner.
A lot. It's hard to explain. And I told her this too, and I've said this a lot this year. This was this was the most. After this Olympia, I realized how much my team has like helped me get where I was. And this year was just like crazy. I literally got to like sit back and like take all the stress off my shoulders, and my team took it all for me. Courtney mainly being like my number one supporter, and she's the only one who's ever seen like my like chill, go with the flow who I am. She's the only one who's ever seen me crack and been there for me through all the cracks, the crying, the frustration, the pressure, and all that shit. And it's something that I truly think that's like helped me be the bodybuilder I am and the man I am and grow into the person I am. So I'm super grateful to have her by my side, and she's never hesitated to be by my side. So happy to have her, and happy that I got to lock her down for life now.
Let's go. Brownie points for that question there.
Good man.
Yeah, Chris was telling us earlier that Chris apparently in the beginning would make chicken and overcook it by like an hour and still eat it anyways, even though it probably tasted like a tire. and this man just ate
Literally,
them.
with like leather. Yeah. I mean, it's like toast. When you put toast down, if it comes back up, you put it back down, it's gonna come back up burnt.
Yeah,
That was just
every
my
time.
chicken. It wasn't ready, and I put it back in, and it came out burnt. Still ate it. So
Maybe that is the key, right there.
maybe, yeah.
Over-
But I mean,
Exactly.
now that I have Courtney cooking it to perfection, though, I do look better. So like maybe it actually was holding me back.
That's a great point. That is a great point. Blending your food.
Oh no, I can't.
I could never either.
Some people I've seen they put like bone broth in chicken and make it like a soup, but I don't know.
Oh, Mag's got a few. All right. Ask away. And I'll repeat. No, they're not serious. These are just random questions that I had to spark conversation. You wrote down some? Do you believe in aliens?
aliens? Of course, the aliens are real. The universe is too big for there to be no other life out there.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, I don't know,
Technically-
because I don't consider it one. I don't have any reasoning behind that. I just don't think about hot dogs when I think about sandwiches.
Yeah, I agree.
Which animal would be the rudest?
If animals could talk.
Probably Poppy. Pretty
You think
sassy.
so? Your dog?
Do you agree with that, babe? She's pretty sassy. She doesn't listen to anything. When she doesn't want to, she just will literally turn her back on you when you say something. Very sassy.
That's all you got? Okay, those are good. Those are good. Do you have a strategic, and I feel like this is more of a Q&A right now. Yeah, we can stick to that vibe. If we want. Do you have like a strategic laid out plan of the next like 10 years at all? Like, is there something is there projects and stuff you want? Because the reason I asked this, I don't know if you saw it, and I don't know if you keep up with him or whatever. Christian Guzman, I'm sure you saw it. He just like laid out this. Are you friends with him?
Yeah, I haven't watched that video yet, though.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, then maybe I shouldn't spoil it. But yeah, basically, like he made like a 10-year plan of goals, 10 goals of the next year, and they're like really, really big goals.
Mhm.
So it made me wonder if you have any.
That specific? No.
I guess yeah.
Not really. I would like to
No.
retire before I'm 30. I would like to have kids before I'm 32. Babe, get ready. That's nothing crazy.
So that means you only have like 3 more Olympias left in you. Is that right?
28.
Or
30,
2
like
more?
around 30, you know, like that kind of timing would be when I'd be done, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see myself pushing longer than that.
Yeah, I feel you. I can't believe you haven't done a Nook Boys collab yet. I feel like y'all would have.
I'm supposed to do the podcast next time I'm in LA, so
Oh, really?
yeah.
I beat him to it.
Yeah, you
That's
you gotta
incredible. This is my last one because I know we kind of are. We do want to go work out or whatever.
pretend to work out.
Yeah, pretend to work out. I know. I guess we're not working out. At least I'm not. I'm. It was a joke because I haven't in like 4 weeks.
Medium Alex.
Yeah, yeah. So there's multiple Alexes around here. Little Alex. I guess I'm medium Alex, and somewhere in this world there's a big Alex, but it's not me. I was at one point. Not these days.
You got to earn that again.
Yeah, I have to earn it. I got to put on like at least 30 pounds, and maybe I'll get that title. Where do you think you developed the discipline and work ethic to get to the point you've gotten to? Because obviously this does not happen by mistake, and I'm sure it takes extreme discipline that nobody else besides you have at this point because have won the Olympias so many times. Where do you think you got the discipline and drive? Is that something from your dad too? Or was that?
I mean, I think I would be arrogant to say that I work harder than anybody else in the world. You know, it's kind of, I don't believe anyone when they say that, and I'm not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I don't even think I work harder than anyone technically in my division. You know,
I think it's almost silly when people say I'm the hardest worker in the room, as if that's a flex.
Everyone's working as hard as they can. There's a lot of different factors that come into what makes you the best. I think what's allowed me to do it to the capacity I am for the consistency and level at which I do it is because of my mind, that I can keep level-headed through everything that comes my way. You know, I've gone through autoimmune diseases in the hospital, torn muscles, like gotten sick in preps. I've gone through some crazy shit during preps, like weeks before the Olympia. And I just think a lot of people go through that and they usually flake out. And what's kept me on track with my mindset, I think a lot of that definitely comes from my dad, was how just like level-headed he was. No matter how like crazy life was, he was just like on it. Whatever had to be done, he got done and he did it. And he never like told me that was how to be. He just like was it, you know, he lived it.
Yeah.
And my mom was a little bit more emotional, and she allowed me to like talk about emotion and feel stuff a little bit more. So I think that definitely helped me balance the two of them. But I think that's more so what's gotten to me where I am, rather than like discipline and working harder than anybody.
Right.
Because I do think discipline and working hard comes over time. You know, like you got to try something, you're good at it, you do harder, and then you either make or break it, you know? And that's kind of what happened to me with bodybuilding. I kind of worked hard, but I didn't know what working hard really meant until I learned what working hard meant. And then I pushed myself a little more and a little bit more. And I just enjoyed pushing to new limits every time. And being able to keep my mind on track through it all was what kept me going.
Heck yeah. All right. I'm content with that. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your podcast. Chris Bumstead here. I guess we're going to go walk around the gym for a couple minutes.
Tour the gym.
But I appreciate you and Courtney are extremely kind. Appreciate you guys coming down here to Kentucky. You guys are awesome. And hopefully I'll see you in Florida soon.
Of course, yeah. Appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir.
Show me around Nashville next time I'm around.
I was actually going to say that. We should 100% do a Nashville trip at some point. And obviously you always have a place to stay, even though you probably don't need it. I'm sure you have plenty of connects. But, like, that would be sick to have everybody down in Nashville. You could check out their cars and stuff in Nash. 100%. 100%. It's a large house. You guys can anytime you want. Yeah. CBUM in my guest room over here.
Sleeping on the couch in the living room.
Like, my friends come over and like, is that CBUM on your couch? What the heck? But anyways, all right, guys, I appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Chris, can you tell them to subscribe? I'm at 90K on this channel. So if we can get to 100K, that'd be fantastic. What is up, YouTube?
Alex will give you all a sandwich when he gets to 100,000 subscribers.
Yes, I will give you a bum sandwich. Every single person.
Yeah. Whatever we want on the internet.
I might get in legal trouble for that, but that's the risk I'm willing to take for 100K. So I will do my best to send Sammys to everyone. All right, cool. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you on the next one.